Welcome back to the show. It's your host, Kamie Crawford, and today I'm here with Katie Maloney from the cast of Vanderpump Rules and host of the You're Gonna Love Me podcast. Katie, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
I know that you have had like a crazy couple of weeks.
Months, weeks, years.
Yeah. Life.
All of it. Yeah.
It has been nuts. Obviously, if you guys know Katie and you know anything about her on Vanderpump and her life and relationship, you are currently going through a very public breakup or divorce.
Yeah.
And I found out that the divorce was announced in an article.
There was a lot of speculation and rumors happening, you know, but listen, I don't know how, but we were trying to just keep it private and go through some emotions and all of that just between us.
Yeah.
Until, you know, on a need-to-know basis and friends and family.
Yeah.
Before we made anything public, but it just started creeping out there. So we then, you know, went to Instagram as you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
in the notes.
annoying.
The notes app.
I said in my thing, I never thought I would have to do that because I contemplated not doing that. I thought just maybe going on listen, at some point we had to address it publicly, obviously, but going on podcasts and saying in my own words what was happening and all of that. But I got really massively uncomfortable and had all sorts of anxiety once there was all these things swirling around, and I don't like people speaking for me and saying things that maybe aren't true.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So
Yeah.
we had to take control of that narrative.
Yeah. Because what's your sign?
Capricorn.
Oh, yeah. You had to take control immediately.
Yes.
You're like, nope, this isn't working for me.
No.
I need everything to be. I need to control my own narrative.
100%.
And what's Tom's sign?
Libra. Yeah.
Gasp.
I know.
Audible gasp.
And he's like all Libra. He's all air.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your big three?
I'm a Capricorn sun, Aries moon, and Pisces rising.
I love that, actually. That's a very good mix. But that, yeah, ooh, the air energy.
Yeah.
My ex was air also, Gemini.
I have no air, so it's hard. I don't let things blow through me very easily.
Yeah, I have a Libra moon, but I have a Virgo rising, and I'm a Scorpio sun, as we've established. Being a Scorpio is a part of my personality. I'm accepting it. But yeah, And you guys were together for 12 years.
Yeah.
Married for...
Almost 5.5 over 5.
But 12 years that's like a long-term marriage. Like people, you know, that's basically like...
It's a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's over a decade. I mean, we grew up together.
Yeah. And you guys were together before the show started filming. So the show came out in 2013.
Yeah. And we met and started dating in 2010. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was a different world in
I know.
2010.
2010. What even happened in 2010?
I
Who
know.
remembers 2010?
I know. I was Miss Teen USA in 2010.
Oh my God.
But I feel like a completely different person than obviously I was at 17.
Oh my God.
It's a totally different world.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Instagram had not even come out yet.
No.
Uber did not exist.
No, did not.
So just to give people a timeline of like what was going on at that time, it was a completely different world. And you guys spent a very, I'm assuming, beautiful life together. Like you guys had went through a lot of different things, and you were on a show publicly together, and you know, different things are playing out in the public sphere. And you made the decision. You were actually the one who asked him to be your boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, because when we met, it was very casual. I think he was not really interested in a relationship. I wasn't either. I was pretty jaded and broken down by dating in LA.
Yeah.
As it does.
Yeah.
It's brutal out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd spent some time together and we both, you know, caught feelings along the way. And it was kind of like, well, we should probably establish some kind of boundaries or figure out what this is. And you know, I know we both liked each other, and I remember, I think it was Stassi, or it was probably Stassi. She was like, well, how would you feel if tomorrow, you know, he started dating someone else or someone else came in the picture? I'm like, fuck that. So, so I asked him to lunch, and I was like, listen, I know we both don't want a relationship, but
yeah.
I was like, so will you be my boyfriend? And he's like, I don't know if I'd be a very good one. And I was like, that's good enough for me. I don't know how I'll be either, but we should probably just try this out and know, rather than just walking away, because, you know, this could be a good thing. Who knows?
Yeah. But looking back on it, we talk a lot on this show about when people show you who they are, when they tell you what they're capable of, you have to believe them. So like looking back now, when he said that, I don't know if I'll be a very good one. Obviously, I'm sure that there were plenty of good times over 12 years. If you spend 12 years with someone, but like looking back, do you wish that you would have taken more time before like committing?
I mean, we had, it was like probably 3 or 4 months of that, you know. I mean, I feel like we'd given a lot of time of getting to know each other and hanging out. I think it was kind of giving myself a baby ultimatum and him a baby ultimatum, being like, okay, either we like do this for real or we like walk away. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
I gave us both of a choice, and I said, I know I'm not really about this relationship, but like I have feelings for you. You have feelings, I know, because you keep asking my friend why I'm not texting you back. You know? So I mean, yeah, in hindsight, that's what you're saying is true. Like when someone's telling you, you should probably believe them. But I guess, I mean, it throughout our relationship, it was always kind of me being like, kind of, like holding the iron to him a little bit. Because he is a bit commitment phobic.
Well,
but it's
Libra.
like, but once once I kind of like gave him like a little bit of push or nudge, he's like, I love this.
Yeah.
I'm thriving in this life. I'm like, see, it's not so scary. Why you got to be such a puss about it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's pointless to even go there.
I mean, yeah, no, I get it. I feel like there were times in my last relationship where it was like, you kind of were giving me the signs. You kind of told me, but I kind of ignored it. Like, you know, we all, like we say, like the red flags start looking like Six Flags after a while, and you just start being like, wee, this is great. But like, you know, you don't like actually see it. Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, probably. But also, it's like I was 24 at the time. Like, well, if this doesn't work out, then whatever. Back to, like, I'd already been through enough with dudes. So like, it was just like YOLO.
Yeah, no, exactly. So you initiated the initial relationship, but then you also initiated the divorce.
Yeah.
How long did it take to kind of figure out that you kind of wanted to go in that direction?
Well, I mean, when I started really becoming aware of it, I felt like it was subconsciously maybe longer, because there were those, like, I was aware of these certain patterns and behaviors of things I was not okay with, ultimately, that was becoming the focal point of why. There was obviously other things, but it was towards the end of like last summer, fall time, that I started to feel like really uneasy about things. Just like the uncertainty and the unsureness. Like it was like waking up inside my life and being like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know that this is my future. I don't know that this is what I want anymore. I don't know that I'm happy. And I knew that we had problems and issues in the past, and I really thought that we did great about working through them. But what I was realizing is that, no, I just was suppressing feelings. I was just compromising myself and my happiness along the way, and just convincing myself that, like, I could live with this. You know, that this is what I'd signed up for. Like, oh, I know who I married. Those kind of things. That, like, that I was just used to it. Yeah. And I just, and all of a sudden there was just a voice inside of my head saying, like, you don't want this. You don't want this for the rest of your life. And you know it. You know it. And every day it's like, became like louder. And all of the past issues and the more present ones just like really just came into focus. And it was just like, would not shut up and would not let me not focus on it on a constant basis. And I was like, what is this trying to like tell me? Yeah. Is this telling me that I should not be in this marriage and this relationship anymore? Because that's really sad to me. You know, because again, like, I didn't put 12 years into this relationship. I didn't marry this person because I ultimately wanted to get a divorce. You know, we were, you know, at one point trying to start a family. That was like a goal of ours together. And, you know, he was just, I had been fighting for this relationship. I'd been, you know, we'd been through a lot. So again, you think about all this time and effort you put into it, but then I'm also thinking about, like, well, what have I done for myself in this? What am I getting out of this? Are my needs being met? And I felt like I was just kind of beaten down in a lot of ways, that, you know, my confidence had suffered. I felt like very insecure. I felt like I was coming last in the relationship and in his life. You know, I felt like he was, you know, choosing everyone else in the room and in his life before me.
Were we dating the same person?
You know, I mean, and it was just like really difficult. And I was just like, you know, and then I started to feel that I was just very, and then eventually I checked in with, like, okay, well, how am I feeling, like, emotionally in this, like, connection? And I just began to realize that, like, I was not checked into it. Mm-hmm. That I was like, I don't know that I'm in love anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew that I loved him.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know that I feel that anymore.
Yeah. Which is a scary place to be.
But it's really scary, because when you're with someone for so long and it's so familiar and it's so comfortable and so safe, you don't check in with those emotions.
No.
You don't do it. You don't think about it until you have to, until you're forced to. And I mean, I'm trying to, like, summarize everything, because this all took place over, you know, the course of like 3-4 months. And I didn't really talk to a lot of people about it, because I'm one of those people that, like, I don't want opinions. I want to hear, I don't want to, like, audition this for people. I need to just figure out, like, what is this about? Mm-hmm. Am I just going through something? Am I on period?
Yeah.
You know, like,
am I on my period?
And like, is this just like a passing thing? Like, is this something else? Or, like, is this for real? Like, am I at a breaking point? Have I been ignoring the writing on the wall for so long, and now it's just come to this, that, like, I need to make a decision, and I have just been ignoring it for so long that I'm gonna lose sleep every single night until I do something. And that's really what it was. And finally, when I did open up and talk to, you know, like, my best friend and my mom, they were like, Katie, we've seen it. We've seen, you know, kind of like the dynamic between you guys, and as long as you were happy, I just thought, like, all right, well, if she's happy, then fine, but, you know, you don't deserve this. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, we love Tom, and, you know, we love you guys together, but, like, this ain't it. Mm-hmm. And I felt that, you know, it's like, I love him, he's my best friend, but this is just not my future.
I think we're probably very similar in the sense of, like, especially when you're in a long-term relationship, you kind of just start going through the motions, and, like, when you're so focused on the big picture, which, like, if you guys were talking about starting a family, so were we. Like, my ex and I, we were it was like buying a house. This is what we're doing. Like, eventually, he's acting crazy right now, but, like, we're getting here. Like, we're still on our way to this destination. Yeah. We're still talking about having kids. We're still talking about marriage. Like, we're on the road. We're on the path. And he just took a little detour, but he's going to get back on. Like, we're going to get back. Yeah. You know? And you're so focused on the big picture and, like, the final destination that you're not, like, the bumps in the road are just, like, they might as well be potholes, but really they're like mountains.
Yeah. And I felt like, okay, well, eventually he'll arrive at the destination with, it's like, but no, he's going to meet me there. Yeah. We should be on this road together. Yeah. And I just kept, you know, you sit around and wait for someone to start behaving differently or right, or act right or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, why am I sitting around hoping and waiting for something like that? It started to feel very disrespectful to myself, because it hasn't changed. Like, these kinds of behaviors that are hurtful to me, I've voiced about how it makes me feel, and nothing's changed. When my behavior was distractful and hurtful to the relationship, I got my shit together, because God forbid I destroy this relationship that is so important to me. You know, I felt like actively trying to just do everything to make our relationship stronger and be a more lovable partner, better partner. Yeah. And I didn't feel that was a mutual thing.
Yeah. I get that. I totally can relate to that because it's not easy. It's not easy. And like, God forbid at the end of that, you're like, I'm done. Like, God forbid you actually choose yourself.
Yeah.
At the end, instead of pouring back into something that like, you can only, it's like we were talking about watering the plant. Like, you water the plant and I'm constantly watering the left side, but I'm counting on you to water the right. Yeah. And I keep watering the left, but you're not watering the right anymore.
Don't shine your light into it. Like, it needs equal amounts of love and care.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Exactly. Then the fucking one side of the plant is rotting and the other one is just going to grow green. Like, no, the whole plant is going under. Like, the whole fucking ship is going to hell. So I get it. And then, you have the conversation, I'm assuming, or several conversations about the divorce, which I'm sure was not fucking easy at all.
Yeah. I mean, you try to just gently bring up like, hey, so don't think I'm totally happy. Like I agonized over like how to bring it up for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then I tried to bring it up, not totally brought up divorce right away. And, of course it was shocking to him because he is kind of checked out himself. I mean, he's been going through a lot, like with like family stuff, and like he's tried to open up a bar. And so I was feeling guilty about putting another thing on his plate, but I'm supposed to just suffer with this some more. I'm like, I can't. I'm like, listen, I know this is really terrible timing, but like, I'm also dying over here. So I gotta like say this. And it's like I kind of positioned it as like, well, maybe we could work on some things. But then I think we went to like one therapy session, and in that therapy session I just was like, I don't want to do this. It just kind of like I had like a little mini panic attack and was like, I think I'm actually out.
And was he receptive? Like, was he on the same page? Was it mutual?
I asked him to have another conversation, and I was like, I think I want a divorce. And he was really upset. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Because he didn't want that, because he's like, I'm still in love with you, and I'm still, and that's so hard. It's so hard because here I am. I've already processed a lot of these complicated emotions and, sat through it on my own. And, I knew that, I didn't fully know how he was going to, because maybe he would have been like, oh my God, thank God, me too. Who knows? It could have gone one way or the other. I mean, I had a feeling it was just going to go the way it went, but you never know. Yeah. Because he had been a little checked out himself. Right. So, yeah, it was hard. And so, yeah, for 2 weeks, it was like a lot of tears on both of our parts, obviously, because it's incredibly sad. Like, it's the end of an era. 12 years together. It is devastating. But what was important to me is that while I still, love him and care about him, I didn't want to stick it out when I just knew in my heart it wasn't there for me anymore. And to have to get to a point where I lose respect for a person or hate them or resent them would be the worst thing I could do. Yeah. So if I could be just totally honest with him and try to do this in a way that could be peaceful and loving, together. Yeah. And he is wonderful. And while he obviously didn't agree and want himself, he understood. And, since then, and once, those first couple weeks sort of passed by, it's been a really, honestly, beautiful and peaceful and great, like as a couple, not great, but as a divorced couple, I guess you'd say, pretty awesome. Yeah. We still live together,
right? Which is,
sorry, am I jumping ahead?
No, not at all. I had saw that in his Instagram caption about the whole divorce and like announcing it. He said, I don't think we were ever a model couple, but maybe we are model divorcees. Yes. Which I thought was cute. Like, I was like, I don't know why. It like touched my heart. I was like, because it shouldn't always have to be where when you end things with somebody and you've had a beautiful life with them, that it has to be this like traumatic, awful, like volatile split. Like, I didn't have a peaceful breakup at all. But like, when we did finally have a conversation about everything that went down, it was peaceful. Like, it was a peaceful thing. And while it wasn't a mutual decision, which is funny because like on the receiving end, like I'm sure you feel the same way. It's like, oh, you care that like I'm making this decision for myself? Because I didn't really feel like you cared when I was asking you for the same things year after year, day after day, month after month, like, you know, and like now I'm telling you that I've come to this decision and you're like, wait. But I think a lot of times, like, especially in long-term relationships, we get comfortable. Like we get comfortable with our partner and we never think that they're going to go anywhere because they become like a part of our everyday routine.
Well, but I think that is also a problem because you can't get to that place where you think that this person is never going to leave, and when they're coming to you and they're feeling hurt by something that you're doing or not doing, those are choices that you're also making that could contribute to a decision like this. Because, you know, I said to him, I was like, listen, you're not blameless in all of this, because while this might be my decision, you've made choices along the way that have led me here. I've told you this. I mean, you might be shocked by this, but if you really, really think back over the last however many years, like you might not realize today, tomorrow, next month, and maybe, I don't know when, but it might occur to you that there was a lot of moments and indicators along the way that you could have done things to keep me. Yeah.
I totally relate to that because like I had mentioned to my ex, like, I literally don't ask you for anything, and maybe that is a part of the problem. I should be asking for more, but the fact that I don't ask for much at all, which is actually close to nothing, and you can't even give me something, that's a problem. That's gonna be an issue.
I think Tom, it's like, well, I feel like we had a great relationship. I'm like, you had a great relationship. I feel like I made it a really easy relationship on it, and maybe that's my fault, because I was very tolerant and very patient and very forgiving, and I came to the point where I was almost like let too much go because I wanted to acquiesce. I wanted to be palatable. I didn't want to be too emotional. I didn't want to yell. I didn't want to argue.
Who wants to be that wife?
Well, but the problem is like along the way, like everything, where my integrity went out the window, my passion, like everything, but the thing is, I need to get back to that, because then, everything my needs went out the window too.
My therapist had to remind me that, like, every time I say yes to something that I knew I didn't want to say yes to, I'm actually saying no to myself. Like, I'm actually denying myself of the happiness and things that I deserve because I'm too busy trying to give somebody else what they want.
Dang.
And I was like, bitch, that's a fact.
That is a fact.
That's a fact. But, like, I think also it's like a woman thing. Like, we're just like, okay, like, I'm going to be agreeable. I don't want to be that wife that, he comes home and he's like, oh, God, this one again. Like, it's
what's it going to be this time?
Yeah, exactly. What is the problem now? And it's like, but actually, like, you think that I want to see you come through the door every day and be like, here he comes with his bullshit. Here he comes with his fucking, here he comes with the okie doke. Like, nobody wants to, and it has to be a mutual partnership. So now you guys are going through the process of getting the divorce. But you're still living together. Helping each other find homes. I feel like that's great.
Like he came with me even to, there was this couch that I found from this store on their Instagram that I like fell in love with, and I wanted to go to the shop because it was like someone's gonna snatch it up, and they're like, you got to come in if you want it. So I was like, I'm gonna go check out this store. I'm like, they have really cool stuff, and I know they're working on their bar right now. I'm like, they might have cool shit for the bar. Do you want to come? So he came with me to get my couch, and then we went and had like lunch. We still like do things together, and I want, even though we're still gonna, like, we still have the same group of friends, and we have dogs that we're gonna like split custody of, and so it's not like, I don't think we're gonna like spend as much time as we're spending right now because we're living under the same roof, but we're still gonna see each other, and he's gonna be family to me, and I'm always gonna love him. So our friendship is very important to both of us. And so we're still trying to figure out like what the parameters of that's gonna look like, because it's also hard too, because as we enter the world of dating too, it's like, I know he's not into that.
I don't want to hear about you dating anybody. I don't even want to hear about my ex-boyfriends from high school dating anyone.
Oh, really?
No, it's me or nothing. I don't want to hear about it.
Forever.
You're never going to be as happy as you were with me.
Well, I mean, that is like the mentality I always have. But like, I don't know. I mean, because people ask me, they're like, if you found out that he was dating someone, I don't know. Like, it would be like awkward. I don't know, like a little bit. But like, I don't know. I think I would be really happy if you found like someone that would make him happy. You know what I mean? Like, again, I think that just is kind of a testament to like where I'm at.
Yeah. Do you think that you would ever want to get married again?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's
hard to tell. Like, it's so soon.
It's way too soon.
It's early days, as we like to say.
Very early days. But yeah, marriage, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a lot. Like, it is a lot. And, you know, people can say that, like, you never know. Time changes all things. Like, you never know. But, like, I think after spending 12 years with someone, you deserve to have some fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's time for some fun. Because that's a long ass motherfucking time. That's a long ass time. Well, we obviously, you know, reached out to all of our followers about their long-term relationships, and, you know, people want advice. So are you ready to give
Sure.
the besties some advice?
I give the best advice.
Okay, good. All right. Here we go. Hi, Kamie. So I have been out of my one and only long-term relationship for quite some time now. We started dating senior year of high school in 2015 and officially ended in 2018. He joined the military as soon as we graduated, and then they put a red flag in parentheses. So we love our troops. So about 6 months of our 2-year relationship we spent in person, and I literally haven't seen him in person since the summer of 2017. Wow. So they started dating senior year of high school in 2015 and then didn't see each other for 2 years until the summer of 2017, about 4 months before we started getting rocky. We've remained cordial, but we've only followed each other on Instagram because he unfollowed me on everything else. Today he unfollowed me on Insta too, though for some reason it bothered me. He has a new girlfriend now, and I don't care because we definitely weren't compatible. But we never had closure, and I suffer with the idea sometimes that I cared so much and do still care a bit because I truly loved you, but you are showing me that I meant nothing to you, not even to be friends mentality. How do I overcome this and be the bad bitch that doesn't give a shit and can't even waste a brain space on you?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you already know you're a bad bitch. I mean, like, don't you just... I don't think that I don't think that after a relationship ends, even if it's long term, that you require to give the other person friendship. No, I don't think so. I mean, it's always great because to me, it's always hard when someone is so important to you and you have shared so much, you know, of yourself with them, or, you know, intimacy and all that they just become a stranger.
Yeah.
But I understand too, like, I'm not friends with all my exes, thank God, but, you know, grateful that I can be with some of them.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the ones that do you dirty like that, do not let them in, and be proud about that.
Yeah. I can still communicate with one of my exes. I actually was just texting with him like a week ago. But my most recent ex, I have no desire to be his friend. And which is crazy because we had such an amazing friendship, but like, I don't want to be his friend now. And I don't think that I have to be his friend. Like, I don't think that after a relationship ends that you have to be friends. I also think that people can set the boundaries that are right for them. Like, I still have my ex blocked on everything because I don't care to talk or see or participate. I don't need you participating in what I'm doing. Like, I needed a exact split and move on. But like, there are others that like I'm still friends with on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like follow on Twitter.
The sooner people can learn how important boundaries are, oh my God, you're going to save yourself so much time.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah. And I think the same way that people do not owe you friendship, they don't owe you closure either. So like closure, I feel, is an inside job. Like really all you're trying to get from the other person is like what you want to hear.
It's the same thing with forgiveness.
Yeah.
You forgive for yourself, not for the other person. So.
Yeah.
inside job there.
Exactly. And who knows, like, if he's blocking you now or unfollowing you, you don't know. His new girlfriend could have been like, get rid of her. And, like, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. You got to just move on.
That's your sign.
Yeah.
That is your
yeah,
bright red sign.
Yeah. And if you're not, you know, you loved him, but you're not in love with him now, he doesn't have to be your friend. And I know that sounds fucking horrible, but he doesn't. He doesn't. And his new girlfriend doesn't have to respect your friendship either. Because, like, what are you going to do? All hang out? Like, that's very rare. It's very rare that you can, like, be friends with an ex and, like, they can still come around and, like, your new partner's going to be cool with it. Like, you know, we got to be realistic, you know? So, yeah, you have to let that one go. I'm sorry. I know it is. I get it, though, because at the same time, like, I would be like, bitch, you unfollowed me? Like, I thought we were cool. Like, but, like, you have to respect where he is now and what you had, and now it's over.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here's my story that I'd love some advice on from you. I've been traveling around Southeast Asia with my boyfriend for the last 4 months. We have made some incredible memories together and see some remarkable things during this time. However, every few weeks we have an argument over small things, which leads to my boyfriend breaking up with me and then me begging him not to leave me. This has been pretty much like this since we got together, which has been almost a year now. We have been on and off, and I thought traveling would bring us closer together. However, it's only separated us apart. I feel insecure, and I have trouble knowing my self-worth, which often causes issues between us. I'm really exhausted after having to chase him around, and I know that I deserve better. I've never cried so much because of someone. He often acts selfish and goes out without telling me, having me wait up and worry for him until early hours of the morning, as well as booking different hotels to say that he needs time apart, which is understandable as we are with each other all the time. I don't know about that. However, when we're in a completely different country, I don't feel the safest. I've tried explaining this to him, but it didn't get me anywhere. He'll just reply saying that I'm being insecure and controlling. I don't really feel like I have to go on, but I'm going to finish.
Oh my God.
He has recently broken up with me on our flight to Malaysia after I expressed my feelings to him, and he said that I'm just victimizing myself again. I'm currently here in Malaysia traveling alone and deciding whether or not I should return home or not. I really think that during this time I would benefit from having my family around. However, I know whenever I return, everything will remind me of him. Please give me some advice on how I can get over him. Okay, I'm glad that we got to that part. And how I can finally start putting myself first.
Okay, this is textbook emotional abuse, darling. Like,
yes.
Oh my
fuck
God.
him.
Like, seriously, fuck him.
How you're gonna take me to another motherfucking country? I don't care what we see. We could see the whole fucking world. You could be Aladdin, take me on a magic carpet ride. You're gonna take me to a new fucking country and leave
gaslight
me?
the fuck out of me?
Gaslight me? Leave me in a hotel by myself?
But then
electric chair.
Yes.
Immediately.
No.
What?
Dude, no, that was really hard to hear. I mean, how do you get over him? You
realize that he's a dickhead.
Yes.
He's a dickhead.
I mean, just read that back, like just reread it and reread it and reread it. When someone is constantly telling you that like you're the problem when they are clearly the issue, if someone is repeatedly breaking up with you, believe them. Like,
yes,
they
no, that is, like you said, emotional abuse. Like, that is emotional warfare, and nobody should be putting you through that roller coaster of emotions of being with you, breaking up with you, I love you, I hate you, like.
Yeah, but I understand it's hard because when you get into this something, it becomes very cyclical, and it does wear on your insecurities and your self-worth that keeps you around, because you think no one will want me because the person that should want you, the person that should love you the most, is making you feel worthless. So like, where else are you going to go? Who else is going to want you? Because this person is going to tell you no one else will want you.
Yeah. So, and the up and down of that too. Like, when you have the lows, you're like, we'll go back up because we always do. That's exhausting.
So just know it's going to be a process. It's going to be hard, but the sooner that you can separate yourself from this person, it will get better. Like, cut off all communications, block their number, lose their number and block it.
Yeah.
Don't even keep it.
Also,
make yourself ghost.
I need to know what reminds you of him. Like, do you pass by roller coasters every day on your way home? Like, because he sounds like a fucking ride from hell, a bad one. This is a bad ride. Like, and you don't deserve that. And yeah, I agree. Reread it, read that back, and pretend like your best friend is telling you this story. Yes. And like, what the fuck would you tell them? You would tell them that this person sounds insane. And you have to run. Anyone that will put your safety at risk too is like, that's a non-starter for me. Like, if you will leave me somewhere or like completely like desert me somewhere that I don't know where I am. No, you don't you don't care. You don't care about my well-being. You can not care about my feelings. But you don't care about my safety? No.
You don't care, period.
No. That just means you just don't care, bro. So, no. You got to block him and move on. Okay, here's the next one. Love your podcast. Thank you. I was in a 2-year-long relationship and it ended because he wanted to focus on his career and dating me was too hard to do at the same time. Plot twist, I'm a medical student, so my career is a high priority for me too, and I managed to do both. Shortly after it ended, I kind of fell into a 6-month situationship with a fellow medical student, and he also ended things and just said that he was really busy with school and hospital rotations. Bitch, me too, she said in quotes, yes. And didn't say much else. And we stopped talking altogether, but he still wants to be friends. Long story short, 2 ambitious men dumped me, but still occasionally hit me up to be friends and tell me how wonderful I am, but that they're just so busy, as I am also busy, also literally becoming a doctor. How do you get over that when you know that there are still feelings, but someone just won't make you a priority?
Listen, if a guy wants to see you, he will see you. That's a bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, there's people who are doing brain surgery, who are, figuring out cures for disease, like doing like real fucking work in the world, who still have like children and wives and come home and put their kids to bed. So if they have time, these fucking dudes have time. Yeah. Like, whenever someone says, like, I need to focus on, like, what are you doing, Mark?
What are you doing?
Mark,
Jonathan, you're not that special. You're not that important.
No one is that busy.
Yeah.
You just don't want to hang out with me. So just like, take that information, tuck it away, and just move on with your life. Yes. Realize that there's a billion people in this world, and someone's going to want to hang out with you. Yeah. So just, like, carry on, Yeah. I mean, it's all said and done. I know it's hard, but just, like, laugh. Laugh at these silly boys.
Literally, if you tell me that you are too busy and you don't come home with the cure for cancer at the end of this busy that you are,
if you're not doing rocket science,
and even them, like, unless you literally find a new planet in the solar system, you're not that busy.
I mean, Elon Musk is Elon Musk, but like, he still have like 20 kids or something? Yeah.
He's still got a full marriage and all that.
He still has time to have a billion kids.
Yeah, right.
Not that he's doing all the work for the kid, but
I thought he only had 2.
No, he has 2 with
Grimes,
and then he has got like
really.
He's got a litter with someone else too.
Let me find out. I had no clue. Come on, Elon.
I know.
And he's making fucking solar cars, whatever the fuck, Tesla electric vehicles,
buying up Twitter.
Buying Twitter. He's making moves. All right. So like, nobody is too busy.
Just being the worst. No.
Anybody who says that they're too busy is a fucking liar. They just say that you don't know how to prioritize your shit right, and just say that you don't want to make time.
Just say you're self-involved.
Yeah.
Or just say you're not interested.
Yeah. Simple.
Be honest.
Simple. And like, guess what? There's going to be somebody else who hopefully has their shit together that's not too busy to make time for you. Like, no. And what? You're too busy for a relationship, or you're not too busy to be my best friend texting me all the time? What's the fucking difference?
Yeah, you're too busy to send this text.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I hate that shit. Like, nobody's that fucking busy. And I always say, if Barack Obama could take time to take Michelle to New York during his presidency,
oh my God, yes,
for a date night, you're not that busy. You're never that busy.
I know.
No, come on. Barack did it. You could do it too. Okay, so this person was in a 10-year relationship that they just got out of, that it was not by their choice to end. And they said, I've just started therapy. I'm trying to navigate who I am as a single, independent person and put myself first for once. What are my hobbies? What are my likes and dislikes? How do I make friends as an adult? And how do I put myself out there when it all seems so daunting? I feel like I'm 16 again and starting from scratch. Any advice would be greatly appreciated.
Oh, I think you just start saying yes, right? Mm-hmm. You just find like, you just start getting excited about stuff. And I think just like go to new places.
Yeah.
New area. I don't know where this person lives, but new areas of town, like just starting to find like new places to go.
Yeah. I think that's a big step because like we said, when you're in these relationships, you do get comfortable and like you end up relying on
habit,
that. Yeah. You rely on that person for plans. Like, what are we having for dinner? What are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing this weekend? Like your plans become their plans. Mm-hmm. And I even felt myself like, oh my God, I didn't let go of all of my friendships, but like I wasn't prioritizing them because when my relationship was at its lowest point, I was too busy trying to rebuild that to like go out for a girls' night. Like I was making, and I was also, I realized, making my schedule fit his schedule when he had free time.
Ugh, the worst.
The fucking worst.
Oh, I hate when you catch yourself being that guy.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, like you're canceling on things or like you're moving things around to fit when they'll be free. And like, I'm not doing that shit again.
But
like,
I think you should realize that this is actually, it's not a scary or daunting thing. You shouldn't look at it as like an uphill thing. I think you should look at it as like a really exciting moment in your life that you get to do something. You get to discover things about yourself or try new things or meet new people. Yeah. It's it's like a fresh start.
Yeah. It's like a rediscovery. It's very exciting.
It is really exciting.
Yeah. Once you get past the fear aspect of it.
Yeah. I was so scared for so long because I was like, oh my God, if I woke up tomorrow single, like I don't know what I would do because my life, I could never picture my life without him. Like it would scare the shit out of me. Yeah. And now I'm like, this is really, I mean, I don't mean
it's fun, Katie.
No, it's really fucking exciting.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm like, oh my God, I can do whatever I want. I can be whoever I want. I can, there's just, I feel like the world is my oyster. So I think adopting that kind of mentality of just being like, what do I want to do today? What do I want to try today? Who do I want to see today?
Even when it comes to like clothes, like,
oh yeah,
not that I was changing my style for this person, but like, when you try to be a wife, like you definitely try to, you cover up a little bit more. Now I'm like, fuck, I can wear all the low shit. I can wear all the titties out. I don't got to worry about this person and like their insecurities seeping onto me about like what I'm wearing or how I'm, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Hoe business.
Yeah. Hoe business.
It's hoe season.
I love it. And also, not for nothing, it's warm outside. Yeah. It's getting warmer. We don't have time to be locked down right now. It's time to be outside, undressed, naked. That's what I want.
Skin.
Yeah. Nothing but skin. Katie, thank you so much for joining us. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, my pleasure. And you can find me at Music Kills Kate on Instagram mostly. That's where I hang out. I creep on TikTok, but I don't really post much there.
Love it. And the podcast?
And my podcast is You're Gonna Love Me. New episodes every Friday.
On Dear Media. Same day as us.
Oh, amazing.
So after you listen to this.
Yeah, listen to mine.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thanks.
With your new lifestyle.
Yeah.
I love it. Hi, I'm Kamie Crawford, host of the Relationshit podcast. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more videos, click below to subscribe and like this video for more Dear Media content. So shut up and listen.